Hey, Peege here, and I got my H2 portable hydrogen-rich water generator from Amazon just now, and it came in this really fancy box. Look how fancy! Can you see the fancy? Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't know how much money they spent on the fancy box and the satin-lined insert holding the cup hydrogen producer in place, padding it for that slow boat trip from China. But you know what, guys? I would suggest taking the money that you spend on every single one of these and dividing that by about 1 million, and then making a pamphlet that's readable to people in America. There has to be one friend that you have in an English-speaking country who you can send your final version to, who can proof it for you and give you some suggestions to make it readable. That's actually free. That's not even 1,000,000% cheaper than doing this on every. It's free because it's just a friend or a family member that speaks English. I think that would be really, really easy, an easy free step to do before you go to the trouble of and cost of printing the final version. For instance, ways of use. This would be something that everybody would need to read. Step 1. Pour pure water, mineral water, or purified water. The water temperature at 50 degrees, capital C. The following suggestions, and then tighten the lid. So right off the bat, I'm confused. Pour pure water, mineral water, or purified water, comma, the water temperature at 50 degrees, capital C. So are you saying the water temperature at 50 degrees, see the following suggestions, and then tighten the lid? Or are you saying water at 50 degrees Celsius, which is 120 something, which is warm, hot even, too hot to drink? That's something we need to know. Because if you're saying at 50 degrees Celsius, capital C means Celsius, then the rest of the sentence doesn't make sense, because temperature at 50 degrees Celsius, the following suggestions, and then tighten the lid. It does actually make sense when you read it. The water temperature at 50 degrees, see the following suggestions. Can you see what I mean? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you read it? So I don't know. I just don't know. Step number 1, I don't know. Does the water temperature need to be 122 degrees Fahrenheit, or does it need to be 50 degrees Fahrenheit? And now you're telling me to see the following suggestions using the capital letter C as read on, because there's more steps, which I can see. Number 2, light the power switch on the front of the main engine, and the work light is on. At this time, a large number of hydrogen bubbles in the bottle rise from the bottom. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good sentence. All right, so I'm gonna put on the lid, and I'm going to light the power switch on the front of the main engine. I'm assuming the main engine is this. On the diagram, it says, it calls number 3 the base, not the main engine. So that would be confusing. So I'm going to light the power switch on the front of the main engine, and the work light is on. At this time, a large number of hydrogen bubbles in the bottle rise from the bottom. Yeah, they're doing it. They're really doing it. They're doing it. Can you see it? Can you see that? Can you see them? 3, hydrogen production will be completed, comma, LED lights will be automatically extinguished or reminded, comma, you can drink. Okay, so broken English tells me I'm waiting for the light to go out and then it's safe to drink. I can translate. 4. In the use of the process, it is recommended to prepare within half an hour after drinking, because with the increased time, water hydrogen will slowly evaporate. Okay, this just doesn't make sense. In the use of the process, it is recommended to prepare within half an hour after drinking. What am I preparing? After drinking? And done, right? I drank it. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming they're saying it's recommended to drink within a half an hour after the bubble process is done. Okay, so I'm guessing on how to translate that one. And then step number 5, instead of just having a number like the other ones, it says, at 5, in the electrical generator switchback, rushed electricity when the LED light is red, when the light is blue, when it is finished charging, about 2 to 3 hours or so. Translation probably is, if the LED is red, it's charging. When it's blue, it's finished. 6, when traveling, buy the mineral water or pure water on the market. Connect the converter and the host to produce hydrogen-rich water. Yeah. Redundant. Okay, I get it. I can figure out what they're saying. Oh, it's already done. I don't believe this is hydrogen-rich water, but I would love to be proved wrong. And I have ordered the test kit, but it won't be here till Friday. So we'll find out on Friday. And I'll post whether this is truly hydrogen-rich water or not. The other thing is, I filled it all the way to the top because you need that, because you don't want air to be in the top, because hydrogen disperses really fast. And this is a glass bottle, which is the reason I ordered this one is because hydrogen is such a small molecule, it's gonna just go right out of the plastic. It'll get out of the plastic. The water will stay in there, but the hydrogen will go out, even through the plastic, where it's a harder time going through glass. And I love the troubleshooting section. There's 5 steps. None of them make sense. I can translate most of them. There's 5 things that could go wrong. Can you see it? And then at the bottom it says, more than 6 of the problems have not been resolved. Please contact the dealer. So in other words, they don't want you to contact them because they only give 5 problems. And then they finish with more than 6 of the problems. So if you have 7 of these 5 problems, then you need to contact the dealer. And the rest of this it's funny. I mean, it's entertaining to read it. They're trying to convince you that hydrogen water is good for you, and it is. I'm not using the sources they're using. I didn't learn that from these sources. They keep saying, source of text 360 encyclopedia involving literature, open paren, natural medicine, close paren. I don't need to be convinced. I already am. I know hydrogen water is great. I know how to make it myself. But I'd rather not. I'd rather have something automatic that makes it for me, because time is very valuable and I don't want to spend the time required to make it with magnesium rods and reactions and all that kind of stuff. There's a great video on how to do that though. So if you like that, if you're some kind of a chemist or scientist and you enjoy the time that it takes to make your own hydrogen water, I highly recommend the video of the fella that listed down below. So there's so many really funny things on here that I could read you, but just the last one is the diagram chart of the parts. Can you see it? Can you see it? Product parameter is what they call it. Material, main body, glass. Great, that's why I bought it. Plastic parts, polycarbonate. Okay, those are the parts not actually touching the water, which is fine. The seals is silicone, another reason I wanted to get it, because that would seal really well. And then 304 stainless steel. I don't know what 304 stainless steel is. I don't see any. Seems, the steel looking parts seem plastic, but I'm sure there's stainless steel in here somewhere. Probably in the generating mechanism inside. Base, titanium platinum SPE on polymer battery membrane, 1000 mA. No idea what that means. I know you need the titanium platinum to make hydrogen, but that's the rest we're talking about that. The rest of it, I don't know. And then it's cover, a thread in top. So cup cover. This is called the cup cover, a thread. So it points to that, but then it labels this as number 1. That makes sense. That's the, I guess this is the cup and this is the cover, and it uses a thread to tighten it down. 2, cup body. That makes sense. That's the glass part. Good. 3, base. Okay, that makes sense. It was called the engine previously, but you know, it makes more sense to call it the base. 4, data line, and that's the cord that plugs into the charger, that plugs into the wall. 5, mineral water. You can see number 5 up there, mineral, that, can you see it? That piece does not exist in this kit. And it doesn't look to me like that's what mineral water looks like. So I'm thinking what they mean by that is maybe the mineral water generator down in the bottom of this, but it doesn't look like that. So that's just gonna have to be a mystery. Too many mysteries. As you may know, I'm big on water, and I think it's really important. I have an ozone generator here that I make ozone water, and I have this now, hydrogen generator. I also drink lots of water, and I think that's super important. I use a zero filter, so it gets all the fluoride, and chlorine out of the water, and all the other pharmaceuticals and everything that you find in municipal water. And I drink a lot of water a day, about 1 gallon a day. And you may have assumed earlier in this video that this was just closer to the camera than me, and that's what made it look bigger, but it's not. This is 1 gallon. It's a workout and my daily water supply all in one. And it's hilarious. See, I used to have this 64-ounce growler for my water, but it's not enough for the day. And so, and it's hilarious. And it's got a small enough to drink in the car without spilling water all over my chest. Oh yeah, yay water, gotta love water. Hey, we're 70% water, so we should be getting plenty. For me, it's about 1 gallon. Somebody that weighs less, as little as 2 quarts for a little, for the Chinese children that worked on this pamphlet and this product, 2 quarts would be plenty. But, you know, it just kind of depends on the person. There you have it. There's my initial review of the H2. I'll put the link down below, and you'll know whether to buy it or not to buy it after I test it on Friday. But there's my initial thoughts anyway of unpacking and starting my hydrogen water producer. See if it works. Oh, and why is it important? Wow, that's a whole nother video or 2 or 3, but just use the link down below and you'll see. Okay, it's been a couple weeks. I put on a shirt, I got a haircut, and I tested out this thing a little bit better. And here's what I found out. That the 50C apparently was just shorthand for C and C below. And they just used the letter C instead of the word C. Because 50 degrees Celsius is 122 degrees, and that was worse. The hydrogen dispersed faster when it was hotter. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit is what they meant. And that temperature happens within a few minutes of coming out of the fridge. And that's where my zero filter is, so it works out good. The other thing I found out is just using pure water doesn't have anything to bind to. So I had to put in mineral, calcium. I use this stuff. Can you see it? Can you see it? And I've got this tiny little serving spoon. Got it from a friend. This is a smidgen. See that? I'll put my pinky nail next to it for perspective. See, that's a smidgen. You ever wonder what a smidgen is? Now you know that's a smidgen. Can you see it? Can you? Smidgen. And so I put some water in a cup, and I put in a smidgen, because you don't need much in there. You just need a little bit of something in there, or use mineral water. And then this is kind of effervescent, so I use a foamer to mix it up, and then I pour that water in with the other water, and then bring it to the top, so there's not much air in there. But then here's the thing, I tested different cycles. One cycle, just pushing the button, the light on the engine once isn't enough. It's not going to generate enough hydrogen to be beneficial. So I found that 4 cycles with a smidgen of magnesium is what I need to get it to 0.6 parts per million. 0.5 parts per million from my research seems to be the minimum required to give you benefits. So it's the minimum, and I can't seem to get it past any higher than 0.6, even with more cycles. So if you have the patience to push the button 3 more times after that first time and bring it through 4 cycles with a smidgen or mineral water, then you'll get to the minimum. And it seems that it needed about a week of conditioning. So it really wasn't getting up to speed until I'd pushed that button about 40 times. So it needs a break-in process, apparently. So if you have the patience for all of that, I've tested it with my H2 kit, you know, the little drops and all that, and it works, but it's way more work and patience and time than the instructions claim. So there might be other hydrogen machines that are better. They're probably more expensive. I don't know. I'm gonna keep this and I'm gonna keep using it because I'm getting to the minimum and just carrying it around with me, and when the alarm goes off and it finishes a cycle, I know to push it again, and 4 cycles later, Bev and I can drink some water, some hydrogen water, and with the minimum benefit. So it's still less work than making the hydrogen myself with, you know, reactions and magnesium rods, but if you'd rather do it that other way, then, you know, like I said before, the video's down below, so check it out. All right, thanks for watching. Hope it helps you get healthier, because that's what Beege and Peege is all about, just helping people get healthier, to enjoy life better, and save time. Okay, if you liked it, share it, pass it forward, click the little like, click the little bell to get reminders of when we come out with new videos. And then with that little reminder click, you'll get alerts when we have a new video, which is semi-regularly. It's not quite regular, and sometimes it's super frequent and sometimes it's infrequent. So that's why we call it semi-regularly. But if you do get a new video from us, you can rest assured that the goal of that video is going to help you get healthier brain, body, and enjoy life more, and or save time. So then you can put your time into stuff that you enjoy, into the parts of life that you want to put your time into. Okay, bye-bye.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, buddy.